the 2nd of March 2020, a 25-year-old woman named Uthra was sleeping in her home. While she was asleep, she felt something near her feet. She woke up and saw a snake. She tried to move it away with her feet, but in that moment, the snake bit her on her left leg. She was immediately hospitalized. The snake that bit her was a breed known as the Russell's viper, a highly venomous species. If this snake bites someone, the chances of survival are very low. However, luckily, after 3 surgeries, Uthra survived, but she had to stay in the hospital for 2 months. On the 6th of May 2020, Uthra was discharged from the hospital. The doctor advised her to rest for a few more days, so Uthra went to her parents' house to recover. Her husband, Sooraj, was also with her, taking care of her. That day, Uthra had dinner with everyone and then went to sleep. The next day, Uthra usually woke up before 7 o'clock, but by 9 a.m., she still hadn't woken up. This worried her mother, who went to Uthra's room to wake her. When she entered, she saw Uthra lying in an unusual position. Uthra's body had turned blue. When her mother got closer to her, she found that Uthra's body was ice cold. She tried to wake her up, but Uthra didn't respond. Her mother was terrified. She called her husband and his father, and they immediately rushed Uthra to the hospital. Upon reaching the hospital, the doctors informed them that Uthra was no longer alive. The doctors had also noticed a snake bite mark on Uthra's left hand. It became clear to everyone that Uthra's death was caused by a snake bite, because in the same room where she had been sleeping, a snake was found. This snake was killed by Uthra's maid and buried in their garden. Uthra's body was sent for a post-mortem. However, what shocked everyone was that just 2 months earlier, Uthra had been bitten by a snake, and now, 2 months later, another snake bite had taken her life. This was hard for people to digest. Rumors spread and many stories emerged, with some even claiming that Uthra was cursed with Nag-Dosh, linking it to mythological stories about serpents. The tale spread across the town like wildfire, but the next day, when the post-mortem report came out, it revealed that Uthra's death was caused by neurotoxins, which are found in a species called the spectacled cobra. Along with this, another point emerged, which became the turning point of the entire case. This point shifted the narrative from a natural death to a murder, because before Uthra's death, she had been given sleeping pills. This single piece of evidence forced the police to investigate further. What really happened that night with Uthra? That's what we are going to discuss in today's video. So hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to dive into the mysterious murder case of Uthra. The story of Uthra begins in a place called Anchal, located in the Kollam district of Kerala. Here, a 25-year-old woman named Uthra lived with her parents. Uthra belonged to a well-known and respected family. Her father was a businessman, and her mother was a retired school principal, making their family financially well-established. As Uthra was growing older, her parents decided it was time for her to get married. In March 2018, they arranged her marriage to a man named Sooraj. Sooraj was aware that Uthra had a learning disability, and because of this, he demanded a hefty dowry from her parents. The dowry included a car, $1,000, 750 grams of gold, and $2,000 per month for Uthra's care. Her parents provided all of this. Uthra spent a year with Sooraj, and after 1 year, they had a child together. They seemed happy and were raising their child well, but sadly, on the 6th of May 2020, Uthra passed away. The post-mortem report confirmed that her death was caused by a snake bite. However, another detail emerged, though it was found that Uthra had consumed sleeping pills before her death, or someone had given them to her. This piece of information pointed the case in a different direction. Uthra's father filed a police complaint, and fortunately the Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP, Ashok, was a close friend of Uthra's father. Due to this connection, the investigation into the case began immediately. The police had two major questions. First, did the snake bite Uthra naturally, or did someone force the snake to bite her? And second, how did the snake enter Uthra's room? The police began their investigation by visiting Uthra's house. Upon inspection, they found that on the day Uthra was bitten, she'd been sleeping on the first floor of her house. There was no possible entry point for the snake, as it was an air-conditioned room, and there were no trees near the windows through which a snake could have entered. This led the police to confirm that someone had intentionally brought the snake into Uthra's room. The question that lingered in everyone's mind was, who brought the snake into the room? With this question in mind, the police started questioning Uthra's family. It was revealed that when Uthra was bitten by a snake the first time, her husband, Sooraj, was with her. And when she was bitten the second time, Sooraj was also present. This made the police suspect that Sooraj might know something about the case. The police directly confronted Sooraj, but he didn't reveal anything. However, when the police checked Sooraj's mobile and computers, they discovered that in the past few days, Sooraj had been researching venomous snakes. This revealed a unique pattern to the police. Before Uthra was bitten by a Russell's viper, Sooraj had been researching that exact species of snake. Before Uthra was bitten by the spectacled cobra, Sooraj had been researching that exact species of snake. This led the police to suspect that Sooraj was involved in the case. When they checked his contacts, they found the number of a snake handler. The police tracked down the handler, who turned out to be a man named Suresh Kumar. Upon questioning Suresh, the police learned that Sooraj had bought a Russell's Viper from him for $100, and a few days later, purchased a spectacled Cobra for $150. This made it clear that Sooraj was behind the plot. However, the police didn't have enough strong evidence to present in court, so they decided to continue their investigation. One question remained. How did Sooraj bring the snake into the room? He couldn't have carried it with his bare hands. It must have been transported in a box or bag. The police started searching around Uthra's house and found a box hidden among a pile of wood. The box had small holes in it, suggesting it had been used to transport the snake. The police sent the box to the forensic lab for testing, and it was confirmed that a snake had indeed been kept inside. Fingerprints were found on the box, and when matched with Sooraj's fingerprints, they were a perfect match. This evidence was enough for the police. They collected all the necessary proof and presented Sooraj in court. In court, Sooraj was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment, along with a fine of $10,000. Sooraj is still in jail. But the real question was, why did Sooraj murder his own wife? In an interview, Sooraj admitted that he had only married Uthra for the dowry. A few days after the marriage, he grew bored of her and wanted to divorce her. However, if Sooraj had divorced Uthra, half of his property would have legally gone to her, which Sooraj didn't want. He also knew that Uthra's parents had taken out a life insurance policy for her, with a large amount of money involved. Sooraj wanted Uthra to die in a way that appeared natural, which is why he orchestrated the entire plan to kill her. It's frightening to think how low people can go for money. People like Sooraj are still around us, so be cautious. And with that, this case comes to an end. If you liked this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to comment.